Step one, wake up, brother, gonna rise with the sun. Step two, get some food in you. Step three, grow hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Hey there, Tiff here, and long time no see. Welcome to the Tiffany Mika podcast. It's been a while since I've come back to you and shared a lot of things with you and ways in which you can improve yourself and get the life that you're looking for. And there's been a lot of reasons around why that's happened, and that's simply because I've been working a lot on me, and to be honest, I really just didn't have the energy to come and talk to you because I was going through so many changes last year on what I wanted to do to improve my life and, start doing the things that I really wanted to do and also stop doing the things that were really draining me of energy and things that I'd been doing for a period of time that were just not serving me. And I think the last time I spoke to you was with the episode around stepping into the unknown and doing all that kind of thing. So that's what I've been really focusing on, and also made a lot of changes as well. Like I've actually stopped teaching golf, especially. Still going to go and do the golf tours this year. I'm calling this a gap year, actually. But there's a lot of reasonings around why I'm going to do that. And also, what we're really going to be discussing is like you, not me, but I'm going to share some things with you, but also what we want to do in accomplishing, and creating what we want to create for 2024. So what I thought I would do is just thought you what's been going on, some discoveries that I've made and what I created over 2023. And it's really just a recap. And it's just really like three main areas that I was really focusing on. And I'm going to share them with you because you may have been going through the same thing. And you may need, to hear someone else's journey so that you can relate to it and feel like, it's not just you, So I'm going to get to it. So what I wanted to do was to be able to find and look for what I really created that had a huge impact for me over 2023. And usually at the end of each year, I like to review what's actually happened from that previous year. So that's what I have actually done. And I've been able to give myself some space to be able to do that. And I'll share with you what's going on along the way. But let's get started on the reviewing. So if you haven't actually reviewed your previous year, I always find that that's a good thing to do. With people that I've done it in the past, some of them do like a lot of drawings and, of what they've created and so on. I actually like to write, even though I'm quite a visual person, I actually like to write things out. So what I've done is I've actually asked myself the question, what did I create in 2023? And you might want to do that too when you're reviewing your previous year, because I think it's good to go back and have a look at the wins and have a look at the things that you noticed were changing, working well, not working so well, and so on. But I've actually looked at things that have actually benefited me last year versus things that hadn't worked, because that's actually helping me create what I want to create in 2024. So let's get into it. So number one, for what I created in 2023, I created an awareness, and the awareness was that I really didn't want to continue to live the life that I was living. And the reason around that was because I was always burnt out. I was always tired. I was working a lot because that's what I felt like also my husband expected of me, was to keep working because he's now retired. And and that's what I spent my life doing. Yeah, he had some health challenges last year, and we had some things that we were challenged with, but I felt like I was just tired all the time. And, of course, I love generating an income, and, I love inspiring people and all that, but I found that I was getting quite drained from the golf teaching all the time. So, it was being aware of like, okay, like I'm really burnt out. Like I'd be training at the gym and getting what I wanted to get done. So I was still looking after my health and my fitness. But then I was just totally dedicating myself to work all the time. And yeah, I was just tired, to be honest. And when I look back at it, I feel like I've been working really hard since I was a kid. Because, as a kid, I was pursuing a professional tennis career, so I used to train all the time. And even as a former athlete, and also a businesswoman, I found that I was still in performance mode, because I had to perform for my clients, in the sense of I had to get results for them each time. So every hour of every day, a new person had come in, or previous client from before, and we'd be working on, getting results for them. So I felt like there was a lot of pressure in me having to get the results for those people in that hour, or even half an hour. There was a lot of pressure there. And, if I didn't get results for people, they don't come back, right? So I've been in like a performance mode for so long that I was just completely burnt out. And I just realized that I just didn't want to live that life that way anymore. So, and there was a few triggers that happened that made me make those decisions, and that was, a really good decision. So as of the 1st of December in 2023, I made the decision to not teach face-to-face. I'm still going to do some golf tours this year and take people away and do all that, but I'm just changing the direction of where I'm going. I'm going to focus more on nourishing the mind, body, and soul, not only for me, but also to help you, and also ways in which you can create a life that you really want to create in moving forward, rather than thinking that you've got to slog it out all the time. And that was another big thing. I just felt like I had to slog it out all the time, and I was absolutely exhausted, feeling like I was having to drag my body through time and space, and tired, and I was just tired of feeling tired. So it was time to make a change, because in order for things to change, it's up to me to make the changes. I can't wait for the external world for that to happen. It's up to me and what I'm thinking and feeling. And so that was number one. So I was really happy with that first one. Number two, I had a spiritual awakening. So that was really a wake-up call. And what I really mean by a spiritual awakening, it was my spirit, my soul deep within said, what the is going on with you? It's time to snap out of it. And that was a big thing that was actually going on with me around the middle of the year. Again, burnout, exhausted, just going through the motions, just doing all the time. And, really wasn't living the dream that I've wanted to live for so long. Even my mum said, you're not doing the things that you've always wanted to do. You just keep teaching golf, you keep working. And, she said, there's so much travel that you want to do, and so much more exploration you want to do, so many more adventures, and there's so many other things that you want to do moving forward, and you're just not doing them. And I'm like, yeah, Mum, I know. I'm working on it. But that was the thing. I was just working on it. So I was busy being doing, busy being busy, as a lot of people are, and just working all the time. So my spirit one night, and I think I shared it in a previous episode, said, it's time to wake up. So I had this awakening sort of experience where, I was in that half sleep, half awake mode. So I must have been in like a theta state in the brainwaves, and it just went, come on, time to wake up, because I had this incredible shaking of the body going on. It really made me aware of like, okay, it's time to make a change. So that's that was another great thing that was created over that period of 20 to awakening. And again, it's this awareness of like, you know what, it's time to make changes, because if I'm not going to make a change and I'm not going to do something different and I'm just going to do the same thing day in, day out and expect a change, it just won't happen. So again, that was a trigger. It was to wake me up and say, you know what, it's time to make changes. Number 3. So I've really called this, and so change has begun. So like the evolvement has actually started. Now, I made a decision actually in August last year. I was talking to my husband, we had a holiday and I was really burnt out, and I said, I just can't keep working at this capacity anymore. I'd like to move out of Sydney. I'd like to not work and do something different. He's always wanted to live in a country town. I said, how about we do that? And he was like really keen to do that because he's never lived in a country town. I grew up in a country town, which is a beautiful, beautiful place to grow up. And I said, we can move back there. You can, explore things. I can take a break from working. I can go and do all the things that I'd like to do. And, we could go from there. But unfortunately, as it got closer to the move, because we had things in action, he suffers from anxiety, and he just said, look, I just can't do it. And there was a lot of reasons around that for him being ill and so on over the last couple of years. He's worried about hospitals and specialists and, all of that kind of thing. So I was like, okay, that's fine. As long as I can do what I want to do and have a break, like my gap year, that would be great. And I'll buy a rooftop tent and I can create some adventures and do things that way. And he was like, yep, you can go for it, so he's incredibly supportive. So supportive now he wants to come camping with me, whereas he's never been a big camper. So that's been really good. So I'm going through this process. I'm doing a lot of meditations, I'm journaling, I'm really being aware of what's actually going on as well, like just paying attention, to things that I want. So things, for example, is like letting go of a lot of stuff and being open to exploring, being open to discover new things, learn. I want to learn something new every day. I want to challenge myself, stimulate my brain into learning some new things, be open, be okay with the unknown, allow the unknown to come and hit me. There's a lot of exciting things ahead. So those are really the biggest 3 takeaways that I got over 2023. So creating that awareness, having that spiritual awakening, and also starting to really evolve and work on me. Because to be honest, like I've been so tired and so burnt out that I've actually, from 1st of December, I've just been in recovery mode pretty much until now. And probably the last week or two, I'm feeling really energized and ready to go. So goal settings happened, been working with some friends on future projects that we're going to work on, which is really exciting. Nothing to do with sport, which is great. And going to be working on moving forward. So that's really exciting. So if you haven't done a review of your 2023, do it, because it's really interesting. And just look at the things that you've created rather than looking at, positive versus negative or what's worked and what hasn't. Change the way you look at it and see what you've actually created for yourself that can help you in moving forward, and also awarenesses that you've created that's going to help you in moving forward. So in saying that, now what we're actually going to do is we're going to move forward now. We're going to work on what we create in 2024. And so don't go anywhere, and we'll get started with that. Okay, what are we going to create for 2024? Well, it's an exciting time ahead, isn't it? Because we all get excited about planning out what we're going to do for the year. We've had a break over Christmas, usually New Year, and then we're like excited about, okay, we can start afresh and get going. So what we're going to do in this is we're going to be working on what you want to create. So every year I always look at different ways to do goal setting. Sometimes I haven't done goal setting, but also simple ways, that's going to motivate you. And, like I've done lots of goal setting over the years where, like we've done pages and pages and pages and pages and pages and pages of stuff. And you don't really need to do that, I don't believe. I'm all about making it really simple and easy and actionable, and ways in which you can then go out there and accomplish your goals and your dreams and so on. So let's get into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with number one. And number one, I call it the brain download. So really what I want you to do here is I want you to just download everything out of your brain. Okay, we all know what download means. We live in a world of download for everything. So what I want you to do is you're going to create some space. So I'll put some music on for you, and we can do it right now because you can just do the exercise right now. It's easy to do. And I want you to just like dump out of your brain everything that you would like to do this year. Whether you do it or not doesn't matter, but just get it out. So I'm going to share with you a few simple things that I did just to get the brain going, okay? And then you can go from there. So here's some examples. Free and unlimited, creating mystical experiences. I want to have out-of-body experiences, be inspirational every day, be motivational every day, be inspired every day, be motivated every day, develop my music learning from guitar and piano, and also I'd love to write a song. Never written a song, so I'd love to learn how to do that. I'd like to write a new book or a number of books. I want to write kids' books. I want to write inspirational books. I'd love to travel the world and be inspirational, be on stage, sharing the dream, helping people accomplish what it is that they want to accomplish in their life. Working on, the mind, body, soul, looking after your health, both physically, mentally, emotionally, and everything else that goes around that, doing things that make your heart sing, lots of things like that. Continue to build the fitness program that I've been working on. I've been testing things out. So I'm really happy with what I've developed. So I want to keep working and expanding that. That's really exciting. Get back into a really good routine of eating. I've been a bit slack since December. I've been enjoying desserts. I'm like, this is my holiday time. I'm just going to party and really chill out and have a good time. And that's what's actually been happening. Is I'm not a drinker, but I do like sweets, so I've probably let myself go, but because I've been doing heavy training, it hasn't affected me too much, but it's time to get back into some better habits. Then, lots of adventures, camping adventures and so on. I'd like to create retreats and workshops and all of that to help people like yourself to create whatever it is that you want to create, and, belief. Go after all the things that you'd like to go after in your life. Attend Dr. Joe Dispenza workshops. I'd love to go and do a lot of his stuff. I've got his books. I listen to his meditations all the time. I'd love to go and do that. And just keep learning. I want to just keep learning and growing and expanding. And, it's really exciting now. I don't feel so tired anymore. I feel energized and alive and, ready to take on new things. So I want to give myself the opportunity to take what I've created now, this space, to go out and actually, accomplish and attract all of the great things that I want to accomplish as well to me, so I can make it easier so I'm not so burnt out. Who wants to be burnt out? Anyway, I could talk about that forever. So the question is, what are you going to do? You are going to do a brain download. So I want you to do that, and then what we'll do is we'll come back and work on the next part. But right now, just give yourself that space. I'm going to play some music for you for about 5 minutes so you can just, go through that process and download, and then we'll go from there. See you soon. How'd you go? I bet you downloaded quite a bit there. It's once you get into that mode and you give yourself that space, it's all about giving yourself that space. Once you get into that mode, you just starts to flow out. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you didn't get it all done, just hit pause and then keep going and get that all done and download whatever else you need to download out of your head. And then we can get into the next section. Okay, so here we are, we're in the next section. So I always write because I like to write. So you might like to do it as spreadsheets and type it out and all of that kind of thing, but that's not what I like to do. I like to just write things out and so on, as you can see. So even in developing this plan, because what we're going to do is we're going to work on some categories. What I've actually created here is just like a one page pretty much worksheet for what I want to create for 2024. So I can just look at it. So I don't have to flip through lots of pages. It's already set in the one page for me, and I can just look at it and see, okay, am I focusing on this area or am I not? Do I want to work more on that or do I not? But it's all there, on the one page so I can see it. So what we can do is we can create different categories. So as you can see here, what have I got? I've got learn, develop, fitness. Fitness is a big thing in my life. Health, that's another thing. That's another big thing. I always like to make sure I'm fit and healthy. I've spent my life working on that and will continue to do so. It's all about longevity. Adventures, a lot of things that I haven't been working on over the last number of years. I haven't created any adventures for me. I just focus on work, so that's where there's big change there. Self-care, another thing, a lot of people just don't do, especially us women. We tend not to focus on looking after ourselves enough. So I want to make sure that that's part of my regime, is making sure I really look after me, and to make my heart sing, make my mind sing, to make my soul sing, right? Really important. And then career, what else I want to do. So I've actually put that at the end. That's not as important as all these other things, because really at the end of the day, what's life all about, right? Exploring, expanding, learning, growing, and the career just happens to be part of it, right? And that's the thing that I've neglected a lot, is like learning and developing. And yes, I've learned a lot of things and I've developed a lot of skills and, and I've got a lot of knowledge. But the thing that I've always neglected is all these other things around life. And I've just focused purely on work, hence me being so burnt out. So here I am at the age of 53 going, I don't want to keep on working. I want to change the way in which I do things, but still to be able to create a lifestyle, an incredible doing everything really different from what I've done for the last, 30 plus years. Okay. Time to make changes. In order for me to change, I have to make changes, right? So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, let's get back into this. So you can set it up like that, as you can see. So what we can do, you can create the categories you want to really create that's going to work for you. Those particular categories really stand out for me. So that's why I'm then focusing on those. And I'll give you an example of how I've put that together, with here, where all that information has actually come from. And so all that has actually come from the download, right? So I've downloaded all these things out of my head, what I'd like to have happen for 2024. And then I'm like, okay, I can put those into categories, right? So I'm going to give you an example of some things that I've downloaded and what I've put into each category so that you know where I'm coming from, and then you can go out and do the same, okay? All right, so for example, the first one, learn. So, I'd actually like to learn how to have mystical experiences, out-of-body experiences. So I'm working on that as we speak. I'd also like to learn how to write songs. So, fun, meaningful songs, kids songs, create confidence and happiness in the songs, that kind of thing. I'd like to learn Spanish, quantum physics, learn how to actually build a bike. That'd be a lot of fun. Bicycle, like a training bike and so on. That'd be a lot of fun. And read and learn new things every day. So, that's really important. Develop. What do I want to develop? I want to continue to develop my guitar playing and piano playing, my tennis and golf skills, even though I'm having a bit of a break from golf right now, I burn out, right? So, but I'd like to work on developing those more. My speaking skills, my marketing skills. There's a lot of things in there that I'd like to continue to develop, knowledge on how to be more inspirational and so on. Fitness, so I want to continue to work on the fitness program that I've created. I'm really happy with how things are coming about with that. So I want to just make sure that I'm tracking that and really get into, if I need to make changes, I'm very aware of where I need to make them. So I'm just continuing with where it's at the moment. But we'll see as we go. I'll share with you in a future episode of what I'm actually working on. Health. So a big thing about health, especially as you get older, is your protein intake. You notice a lot of older people, they tend to be more frail. They've lost their strength and so on. So there's two things that they really don't work on. One is they don't work on, actually there's three things. They don't work on, actually there's four things. They don't work on stability. They don't work on mobility. They don't work on creating strength, and they don't work on their protein intake. So that's really important to me. So I'm making sure that that's part of what I'm doing in my health, is making sure I'm consuming a lot more protein, and it's the amino acids that we want to actually be absorbing into the body. So that's protein shakes, and I prefer, chicken and turkey as opposed to red meat, but making sure that my protein intake's a lot better. And then just working on, the cleansing days, like intermittent fasting, and doing those more structuredly than what I have been. I have been doing a lot of it, but not as structured. So I want to make sure I've got a bit more structure to there so that my body's really responding so much better, so that I'm, getting that mitochondria in the cells, like recharging and repairing and ready for action. And then adventures. So, a lot of camping adventures, travel, being motivational, being inspirational, traveling to new places. I'd like to ride my bike up the Alps in France and Italy and Austria and anywhere else there's Alps. I think that'd be quite exciting to go and do that. Self-care, another category. So being feeling free and unlimited, being inspired, being motivated, spending time at home too, working on the house and the garden and all of that kind of thing, because that gives me joy, having a nice home. It's nice to have a nice home. Your home is where your heart is, so to speak. It's nice to have a nice garden. So there's a lot of things going on in the house that I'd like to potter around doing. And spend quality time with all my family, like my husband and my parents and my sister and my nieces and so on, and my cousin, and doing a lot of meditation. So it's really important, especially meditation from a self-care perspective, is that I'm working on the calm, the peace, but not only that, is also creating those mystical experiences and creating, the abundance and feeling unlimited, all of that kind of thing that I've got in the background there. It's all, it's so important to be working on you. It's not about the external world and waiting for, the external world to give you things. It's about you creating that from here, from your mind. Okay, so it's really important. And then career. So last category, career. So I'd like to write a new book, write kids' books. I'd like to create kids' meetings. I want to be teaching what I learn in podcasts so that you're benefiting from it. Creating half-day, full-day workshops, retreats, all of that kind of thing around the mind, body, and soul. Creating a great community of people, and also being okay and open to step into the unknown and let's see what happens. So that's me. So enough about me. We're going to talk about you. So you've done your brain download. Now what we're going to do is you're just going to organise those categories. So you can use the ones that I've used if you like, or something that works better for you. But remember, it's better to have it on one page, because then you can go and just look at it. You know, it's right there, right beside you, wherever you work from. And then you know what you're looking at, and you also know what you want to create. Okay, so mine are learn, develop, fitness, health, adventures, self-care, and career. You can have as many categories as you like, or less. You know, it's up to you. That's your decision. But I'm just showing you an example. So I'll give you some time to do that. We'll do another 5 minutes. And remember, you're going to use from your brain download, and then you're going to put that into those categories there. And then I'll come back to you. Awesome. How'd you go? Did you get it finished? If not, hit pause or finish it at the end. That's no problem. Hope you got a lot of benefit and creativity out of doing that exercise today. Remember, it's all about creating the future that you want. You'll be hearing a lot more of me now because I've got more time, because I made some changes. So you'll be hearing from me through podcast episodes and so on, both on YouTube. So you'll see me on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube now, hi, how you doing? If you're just listening to me on the podcast, hi, I'm here ready for action to help you. And yeah, if you got any questions, always, fire them out at me. I've got the same website. The website's going to change though. Currently it's just purely about golf. So I'm going to take that through a transition over the next couple of weeks. So looking forward to doing that. And if you really enjoyed this episode, I love it if you could share with me what you like best about what you heard. And I look forward to hearing from you and seeing you real soon. So dream big, believe in you, go after dreams. Have an awesome day. Take care. See you soon. Bye.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.